Damn dude, Star Wars fans just can't catch a break. I mean, these guys have been beaten over the head for years, and just when they finally managed to get a win, here comes another slap in the face in the form of Star Wars Outlaws. But this isn't just another dookie on the heads of these Star Wars fans. No. See, the moment that these two bastardized companies decided to shake hands, we were already set on course to get the perfect representation of everything that is wrong with modern gaming and modern media in general. Exhibit A, greed. The entry price for Star Wars Outlaws is $70, which is already asking too much for this garbage. But then you glance over to the other side of the screen and you see the Ultimate Edition, which is $130 just to get some BS content that they took out of the game to sell as paid DLC later and 4-day early access. But hey, what's this? If you decide to pay for the worst subscription service in history, you get to play this slop for only $20. What a great deal! I'd also like to mention that even if you spend $130, you still don't get to own the game that you paid for. Gamers need to get comfortable not owning their games. Well, they're definitely getting comfortable. Exhibit B, paid reviews. See, Ubisoft didn't pay money to these corporate shills. Instead, they decided to use this partnership with Disney to fly them out to Star Wars theme parks and give them giant gift hampers. Damn man, I guess everything related to Disney needs to be desperate these days. Because apparently Ubisoft says that an all expenses paid vacation shouldn't be considered bribery.
I just want to thank the folks over at Ubisoft Canada for flying me out to Los Angeles to experience the game early. I also do want to thank them for not only giving us the opportunity to play the game, but then also taking us over to Disneyland to experience some Star Wars rides.
Shut your fucking mouth!
Exhibit C, next gen graphics. Now, because the completely unbiased people over at Games Radar said,
after wandering the open world of Star Wars Outlaws, we found ourselves feeling like we'd returned to the Wild West deserts of the original Red Dead Redemption.
Let's put this to the test, shall we? Here's what happens when you roll around in dirt in Star Wars Outlaws. Absolutely nothing. And here's what happens when you do it in Red Dead Redemption 2, which came out 6 years ago. I rest my case. Exhibit D. The game is busted. Now, I'm not just talking about the typical Ubisoft unfinished broken stench that this game utterly reeks of at every step of the way. I'm referring to the fact that Star Wars Outlaws is fundamentally trash. This shit is so lazy that the fact that this is an actual product that was released to the public is baffling. The open world is the definition of counterintuitive, meaningless, and boring slop with a formula that no one with a functioning brain has cared for in years. But the good thing is, Ubisoft actually cares a lot about accessibility. In fact, they made it so that even a newborn baby can beat this game without breaking a sweat.
Leave the area! They're coming for us!
The gunplay is a brain-dead insult to every third-person shooter that has ever existed, but don't worry about that since 90% of this game is mandatory stealth. And just look at this dude.
Get her! She's getting away! Fight! Keep up! We got this, Nix. Push forward!
Enemies either spot you from the other side of the map or are completely oblivious to the point-blank beating they're receiving. This is stealth gameplay, by the way. I haven't been detected yet. Artificial intelligence is kind of the big buzzwords in the tech industry lately, but I'll be damned if this isn't the worst AI in a big budget game in the past 30 years. The NPCs don't know how to navigate in vehicles and keep crashing into each other. You can't even run over enemies with your vehicle. Like, didn't we figure all this out 2 decades ago? And if you find yourself near a bush, it's just pretty much game over from there. Because apparently, just like a Discord mod, the Empire's biggest weakness is also touching grass. I mean, what the hell is even the point of including a GTA-like wanted system if I can just crouch down and take out an entire Empire's worth of stormtroopers by myself? I mean, it is kind of impressive how they managed to make a game where absolutely nothing works. I have genuinely never seen a game of this scale and this budget failed so miserably at every aspect of being a video game. In fact, I can also prove that even the creators think that you are retarded for paying over $130 for this piece of shit. Most people who got the 4-day early access through the Ultimate Edition had their save data corrupted, and Ubisoft's response to this was, just start all over again, lol. That quadruple A that they were singing of must stand for abysmal, abhorrent, abominable ass, because what in the actual And finally, Exhibit E, it is made by the wrong people. Star Wars Outlaws is what you get when you hire a bunch of talentless woke hacks who either don't know anything about the source material or actively hate it.
Yes, yes.
This is a stormtrooper and his armor is designed to protect him from literal laser projectiles. Now here's a 5'5", 120-pound normal woman taking him out with a bare hand slap to the back of his helmet. But with a gun, it takes 3 shots to the head. See, I've been a sober person for my entire life, but I sure would like to get a hit of whatever the developers were smoking when making this nonsense. The story is as boring as it gets, with a main character who is less interesting to watch than cereal getting soggy in milk, not to mention her looks. This is what the original actress for the main character of Kay West looks like in real life, and this is what they did to her in the game. To all of you sad, pathetic Ubisoft cucks who are trying to defend this shit by saying technology not advanced while your wife is getting that BBC treatment next to you, explain this. I mean, you know it's bad when EA has to be used as the good example. And if you wanted to know the reason behind this uglification, here you go.
People were trying to defend her, and now they see these comments from her and we're like, eesh, this is who she was? To be a leading woman, not just in Star Wars story, but in the video game industry, that has a lot of limitations and misogyny. Does it? Because there are plenty of females out there in leads in many huge properties right now that would argue the complete opposite.
In conclusion, Star Wars Outlaws represents not just the worst of gaming, but all modern day Western media in general. This is the laziest, most pathetic excuse of a game that should have never even seen the light of day. But I guess for Ubisoft, this is just another flop to add to the bag of trash that they've released this year, with more on the way. But to all these pandering, agenda-pushing Western developers, I would just like to say,
we do not care.
Because we got Stellar Blade and Monkey Game. Thank you all so much for watching till the end. See you next time.